When I moved for college, I did not expect much. Athens, Georgia can make some people think, well, that's the South. But it really became a space for me to grow. I went to college, and then I dropped out of college. My partner and I got to date more freely, and I met some amazing people. The biggest outcome from living there was the community. I'm sure you have a community where you are too. Even an online community counts. And it can be terrifying to have to leave something familiar like that for a life transition. Or maybe a personal transition. Or perhaps it wasn't your choice to leave at all. But I want to make it clear that community for those who are LGBTQ2+ can be life-saving. Finding others who hold a space for you to speak, to be vulnerable, and to receive advice.
Being a college town, it's a safe space for anybody and everybody because we have such an influx of different kids coming every year, right? And different people coming in. It's a melting pot.
There is a lot of importance held in community, whether that's found in a friend, a club, a sport team, or even a place of worship.
With another friend, I was able to start like coffee and queries where like a bunch of people can come together and discuss their past church experiences. Since this is the South, and so a lot of people have like backgrounds in church, whether or not they still keep that or not. And so it just becomes a safe space for us to discuss past identities and current identities and grow together.
From my experience, people who have a positive community often then form a positive relationship with themselves.
Someone who's been doing this for 21 years, I feel like Athens is a very safe space for me. I've never had an issue no matter where I go. It's a great place for people to learn to start to love themselves.
And this is why even Pride festivals hold so much more meaning than just a celebration. Going to Pride like in Atlanta and Athens was always an exuberant expression of community. Seeing these people dancing, singing, showered in self-love, I felt like it was going to be okay. Because I saw others like me happy and living. Not just living, but thriving. Granted, it's not always like that where you live, and even not all prides are the same. As a reminder, the first Pride was a riot. I grew up in an area where it was hard to find others, and not because there are less of us, but because we don't have the space or resources or safety to have an open community. When I moved to Athens, it was the complete opposite.
As someone who is non-binary, it's really comforting to, see an abundance of queer and queer-friendly spaces. I don't, feel a need to hide who I am here.
There's Pride events and Rainbow Pride expressed in just about every coffee shop. I even organized a full drag show at the college I went to. That's something I could never have dreamed of doing. When there's a lack of representation or people don't have a community to face life struggles together, it's a lot harder to find that self-love we need. In addition, healthy and diverse communities can be great spaces to foster conversations and to educate others on our differences. Everyone you will ever meet can teach you something you don't know. I say all this, but honestly, it can be incredibly scary to make big steps in your life. 4 years in Athens was only one step of mine. I'm excited to see where I go, and where I can find, create, or support safe communities further.